watching West Hartford Community Television.
West Hartford Community Television.
For the community, by the community.
Happy spring, and thank you for tuning in to WeHa Mag. This is the monthly show when we all come together to talk about what is happening in West Hartford from the perspective of the different business associations that are in town. And we'll go around the table. Well, sort of a table. We'll go around the
three
group.
tables.
We'll go around 3 tables in a few minutes and introduce ourselves so you'll know what business associations or districts we're representing this morning. But in the meantime, thanks for joining us. My name's Tom Hickey. I am with WHMEDIA, which is part of West Hartford Magazine, WeHa.com, Connecticut Jewish Ledger, and hashtag WeHa Events. And Chris and I co-host this show on a monthly basis. So I'll jump over to Chris.
Chris Conway, I'm the Executive Director for the West Hartford Chamber of Commerce.
There we go.
Tracy Flater, I am the co-president of the Parkwood Association and co-founder of Playhouse on Park.
Charlie Hilborn, representing the Elmwood Business Association, and here to push the planters again for Elmwood.
And what do you do for a regular job?
Part-time, it's associated with the Sheehan Hilborn Greenfield.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sure. Got to get that plug in when you get it.
All right. Thank you, Tom.
Hi, I'm Chelsea O'Donnell. I'm here representing the Home Design District.
Great. And thank you all for taking time out of your schedule to being with us, and to everyone for tuning in and for watching us for the month of May. So let's start, Charlie, with you, because there's one thing that, I'm sorry, if you don't mind, hold on one second. We did have a last-minute cancellation today, so I want to get this out so I don't forget, because we always run out of time. Ronnie Newton was called away on an assignment quickly for something that I'm sure I'll hear about, whatever that was. But she did have a really big announcement, if you haven't heard about it yet, that she has become the editor for Turley of West Hartford Life and West Hartford Press. Yes. So it will be a really interesting dynamic because there has been, if you've been paying attention, a lot of sharing, anyway, of resources. But it's really a spectacular opportunity for the town to really be able to sort of see everything branded, and marketed. We've been talking about these things at chamber, meetings. But if you had to pick somebody, in town to do it, Ronnie's the person. So I think she'll do a great job. So thank you, Ronnie, and Ted and her family. For sharing her, with the town, because I don't know how she's going to do more when she's already, been working. I don't know how many hours Ronnie would say she works every single week, but it's exciting times. So I just wanted to give Ronnie that plug. Yeah, which would be great. So sorry, Charlie, back to you.
All right, back to the planters. Yeah, it's been a project that I took on 4 years ago with conjunction with the Knox Foundation. And I've been very fortunate that the businesses of the Elmwood area have been very cooperative in wanting to purchase these with a little pressure. But by and large, no, it's been a great thing being able to go door to door to meet my fellow business people on the avenue and promoting these planters. First year, we were very blessed, had around 50 planters out. And last year, we had about 55. This year, I'm hoping to do 60 or more. And it's just the thing that seems to keep growing and growing. And I have some thoughts of trying to invite the Elmwood public to participate, put donations into this project. And probably through this, for those who may see it, they may be wanting to send a few dollars into us. And they get so many compliments to the business people and to me, and I say, it's not me, it's this businessman right here that's done it. And so that part is all good.
And how does that work, Charlie? The businesses pay a stipend for the planter? Or?
Yeah, the Knox people have been very kind to me, I'd say, this is our 4th year, and they have not raised the price. The planter, the business person would purchase, just temporarily, they'd pay $100 for the planter being all planted, delivered to the site that they wish it to be displayed on. And then for the maintenance, from the middle of June when the planter is delivered till the middle of October when the planter is picked up, for $100 more, it'll be maintained. And that's the to me, that's one of the best parts of the whole thing. Otherwise, if you wish, for saving $100, you could maintain it yourself.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
A few of them have.
Okay, all right.
There's a little drawback, though. If the planter fails, they'll come,
You're on your
they'll come
own.
and pick it up. Yeah, that's it. They don't return
Well,
it
because
again.
it's a reflection of all their planters, right?
Sure.
Yeah, so sure.
So it's been a good thing. This year, I've had a gentleman just get a hold of me yesterday. Is interested in trying to expand up New Britain Avenue towards West Farms.
Great.
He seems to feel there's a couple areas going along the avenue there that are badly in need of a little dressing up, particularly near exit 40. And so he's going to start tackling that today.
Wow.
And we'll see what we need, if we need permission from the state to do that, and where it's going to go. So he'll talk to our representative, Joe Varenza.
Great. So for the
Great.
general public, for anyone who's listening, or a business owner, if they want to be involved, what should they do?
Well, first of all, the easiest way would be call me at the Sheehan Hillborn Breen Funeral Home, right on New Britain Avenue in the Elmwood section.
Great. Phone number, while we have their attention?
860-561-3800.
561-3800. Great. Okay.
And we'll do our best to keep Elmwood blooming. And this is, again, the offspring of a dream I had 5 or 6 years back that I said, we need a jump kick in Elmwood. And I did have that dream of having Elmwood blooming, and it's been great.
That's great.
Couldn't help but think, coming into town hall just now, going back several weeks, I was looking at the side entranceway here, and watching the little crocuses coming up and daffodils, and they were about this high, and now I see them this high and blooming up. So it's beautiful to see the spring and know what's coming after that, we hope.
And since we have you,
More planters
and you started this, could you just give us a refresher on the Knox Foundation and how it works? Because I know there's the people who are planting the flowers and maintaining them are being given a second chance. I'll say it wrong, whatever it might.
Yeah, Knox is formerly with the Betty Knox group years back. They've separated 2 different divisions, and this is the growers are on Laurel Street in Hartford. They have their greenhouses there, and their staff is an outstanding senior staff, but they do take special pride in hiring second chance people. And I've had for the last 4 years a great experience with these people. And I'll ride with them on the truck, go out with them occasionally on watering days, and just to make sure they hit all the spots. And they're very capable, they're very concerned that their product is going to look first class on the street.
So great.
And,
And if I could just jump in on for 2 things with regards to the planters and the Knox Foundation. I'm sure you're all aware, due to a generous contribution, the Patrici Greenhouse has been moved to the Knox property, and they are now.
Come on, I did not know that.
It was saved. I mean, essentially.
I wondered what. That's great.
And it cost some money to move it and to reassemble. But now, for years to come, it'll be on the Knox property.
That is so funny, Tracy. It was just weeks ago. I had said, I think because I had driven by and I almost got into a car accident because it looked so different.
Yeah.
Right.
And then I thought to myself, I said to my wife, geez, I wonder what happened to all the greenhouses.
Right.
So wow, that's amazing.
It's really exciting,
Yeah.
very neat. And also, he's a role model. You're a role model for the entire town because, last year Park Road started working with Knox, even though they had sort of knocked on our door a couple of years prior. It seemed daunting. And then we said, well, look what they're doing in Elmwood. We can do a little bit of that. So this is our second year of soliciting donations from our business. We go a little bit further. We, for an additional $50, you can have fall plantings, so they come over and change out into fall. And with the parade, we want to keep the planters blooming through October. But and I know that the Bishop's Corner Association is doing it, and I think some of the other areas too. So pretty soon, because of you, the whole town will be blooming.
everybody will be sprouting.
And I'm sure, Tracy,
Exactly.
you guys would take personal donations
Absolutely.
as well.
Our beautification club is working on that campaign right now, and I'm embarrassed to say we had, I think, 17 planters last year, but for our first year
That's
out,
good.
Yeah.
it was,
Very well done.
and we have a lot of really small businesses, so it's some of the planters are sponsored by 2 or 3 people. I think to sponsor an entire planter for us is $250 with the maintenance and the fall plantings. And then, we take partial contributions from anybody interested. And we have designated spots outside businesses, but then some public spots where if somebody doesn't have a business and they want to see it in a different area, on the road, they can do that. So the Beautification Club, our website has all of that information, the parkroadct.com website. So anyone interested can pop on there and learn how.
And for our friends in Bishop's Corner, they too started it last year, and 6 or 8, it wasn't a huge number, but it was right in front of Marshall's and Walgreens, along the main drive there on North Main. I know they want to expand, this year as well. So see what you started?
Yeah.
Well, I don't take any credit, but
Oh, you get the
it's just a
credit.
beautiful thing to see
It
around
really
the
makes
town.
a difference.
It does.
It really does.
The public truly appreciates it
Yeah.
when I hear the comments made, whether it's directly to me or by a businessman repeating it. Yeah, so.
And don't underestimate that $100 for maintenance. It is worth it.
Oh, could you
It
imagine?
is
Yeah.
worth it.
The watering alone,
you
right?
just don't have to think about it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's for sure.
Water and fertilizer.
And
And
fertilizer,
fertilizer. Yeah, absolutely. Great.
Keep them growing.
Great. Yeah.
Could we
Thank you.
keep talking about Elmwood for a second? And maybe you don't have any update, but I think it was just yesterday morning, drove by the former Tapas on New Britain Avenue, which is gone. Basically, it's knocked down. So it was all gutted. So I know it's a Mexican restaurant, right?
Coming in.
So they must be doing all of this in conjunction with
That's going
Udolph?
to be it, yeah. Mr. Udolph had plans to tear that out, as he has.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And they're going to
Okay.
tie it more into their strip right there, the other 4 or 5 businesses.
Oh, nice.
Tie up all the decor, look the same, the exterior look all like. And they're going to extend the restaurant, I just heard recently, to the north just a little bit, push out the back wall,
Wow.
going up toward, along the Mayflower Street way,
Yeah.
going north. So.
Well, there were no walls left when I drove by, so they're obviously doing
I thought they
doing
were putting
something.
a patio in.
Exactly, outdoor
Open
fresh air
restaurant,
dining.
yeah.
Yeah, well, who knows? He may do that too.
Yeah, you may. What's the name of it? Does anyone remember? I can't remember the.
I can't remember.
Can't remember.
This is where you need Ronnie.
Yeah.
Or Kristen was here with us last month. All right, well, that's good to know. Anything else happening on?
Elmwood's
Avenue?
status quo at the moment. Got a couple empty spots he'd like to fill up in the Epstein Plaza there, one big building. I'm trying to get somebody to open up a breakfast restaurant, breakfast and lunch, but so far no luck.
Okay, that's all
Well, you
right.
can come on over to Park Road.
Yeah,
We have breakfast.
you have a lot of breakfast.
We have a lot of breakfast. Absolutely.
That's too funny. Why don't we just keep talking about Park Road if you don't mind, Tracy? That'd be great.
Sure. Park Road is crazy right now. We are well underway and are planning for the annual Celebrity Breakfast, which is early in June, and parade planning has already started for the 21st annual Park Road Parade, and our beautification club is really high. The activity level is through the roof. There just has been a planting night at Plan B, a community walk that has happened to clean up the neighborhood. There'll be another one of those in the fall. We have some new logo merchandise coming out, some lots happening with the association. But I think we have about 15 new businesses on the street. And without Ronnie, I will not do a good job remembering all of them. But it's been really, I have to give credit to Mark and Kristen and the team, at Town Hall, who really are working hard to ensure that nothing stays vacant for long. So some of the transitions have been seamless, hot oven closed, but within days, Juliana's opened and they're already doing really well. Los Dobles closed, but there's already, a replacement moving in without hesitation. So, we just literally updated our business directory guide, and on our street alone, there's now 180 businesses. Which is
Amazing.
Nobody ever believes.
No.
Nobody. You drive down Park Road, you have no idea.
Wow.
But we are upward of 180 businesses, and we have a great directory on parkroadct.com. So,
That's so great.
really encourage people. But we have a new juice bar, we have a new gym. I mean, there's pretty much a cigar lounge coming soon.
Yeah.
An eye care place opening very soon. So there's a lot of new businesses.
Amazing.
It's exciting. Yeah.
Yeah. And Playhouse has a big gala coming, correct?
So we have two, essentially,
All right, okay.
because
Oh,
May
that's right.
11th, we are a recipient of the Mayor's Charity Ball, which is the 20th anniversary of the Mayor's Charity Ball, and it's got a whole 90s theme because it was founded in 1999, so we're encouraging people to come in their 90s attire, or better yet, their favorite 90s character. So that's exciting. But yes, our 10th anniversary gala is June 15th, and it's unbelievable to me that we've been on Park Road for 10 years come June 1st. It's been the hardest but most rewarding 10 years of my life. But yeah, lots of great things happening with, still left to come in this season, Flat Stanley for anyone who has little ones, and a big musical this summer called The Scottsboro Boys, which we are only the 7th regional theater in the country to produce. And was nominated for 12 Tony Awards. It's written by Kander and Ebb of Chicago and cabaret fame. But it is about a really tough story of the Scottsboro boys, the 9 men who were falsely accused of rape in 1935 in Alabama. And Kander and Ebb just has this knack, if you're familiar with cabaret, where they entertain you while really telling you a significant story. And in the end, you're punched in the gut a little bit. And because of the subject matter, we're working really hard. What we've learned from the other productions is people really want to talk about it after. So we'll be having a facilitated talk back after every single performance. And we have about 40 performances scheduled for the summer. So, so it's a really big deal. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be really exciting. And we've just announced season 11. So that's...
Great. So can we get all that information on the Playhouse website?
Yeah, playhouseonpark.org.
Perfect. Excellent.
Absolutely.
Okay. Even Mayor's Charity Ball tickets?
Mayor's Charity Ball tickets?
No, okay.
TheMayorsCharityBall.org.
Okay. The Mayor's Charity Ball.
TheMayorsCharityBall.org.
So I'm going to put you on the spot for a question. The children's performances, you've historically done some sensory performances. Will you be doing that with
Absolutely.
Flat Stanley?
We have 2 performances, one school day and one weekend performance, reduced price thanks to the Miracle League of $5 for the sensory-friendly performances. And if those sell out, we'll have to look and see if we have room to add another one. But right now, there's still availability.
So can you just mention what is involved with a sensory performance?
Sure. So our children's shows in general are just an hour long, and a lot of them are musicals, and they're very animated, and maybe lots of sound effects, lots of lighting cues. And for the sensory-friendly performances, we work with the Miracle League and also somebody from the Alzheimer's Association. They come in and they watch a rehearsal, and they really take notes on what somebody with sensory issues might not be able to handle. And we remove those elements from the show. So it might be taking mics away from the actors and turning down the volume of the music, keeping the house lights up a little bit, taking away some of the sound effects, some of the lighting cues. We keep the lobby doors open so people can feel free to come and go. The lobby becomes a safe haven if they need a little bit of a break from what they're seeing. And mostly what it provides is an opportunity for parents to feel comfortable bringing their children. Often, and it's a really sad situation, you go into theater and if your child's being disrupted, it's frowned upon, and the poor parents are filled with stress because they feel like they're ruining the experience for others. But when you stand and watch a room full of people who are all in the same scenario and the pressure is off, I mean, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I mean, I just watched the first time we did it and just cried through the whole entire hour. But really, Mike Michaud, and I'm going to cry now, and the Miracle League made it possible. They've been great partners in enabling us to do that. And in addition to the sensory friendly, we also have a Literature Live program. And I don't know if a lot of people know that, but for our main stage shows and our young audience shows. So we bring about 6,000 or so students through the door through our field trip program. And we usually tie into the curriculum, different books people are reading in high school, like The Scarlet Letter, Of Mice and Men, The Diary of Anne Frank. And we send a study guide out to the teacher, and then a professional visits the classroom for a half an hour to an hour, depending on the age group. And then they all come out and they see the performance, and then there's a little, for the older kids, a talk back, and for the younger kids, a meet and greet. So with Flat Stanley, the musical adventures of Flat Stanley, I think we have 3 solid weeks of 2 shows a day for kids like ages preschool through grade 5 that will come in and out And there could still be room in that. I'm not sure. They just have to, don't look at the website for dates. You have to go to our director of education because she's got all those school dates hidden, and it's like a puzzle of piecing together, you know, this school's bringing 50 students, this one's bringing 70, and where can we match them all up? But yeah, Park Road gets a little crazy when those buses are coming and going twice a day, dropping and picking up students.
Well, at least they have nice flowers to look at.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. There you go. We'll be doing that a little bit for My Name is Asher Lev as well, with some of the Jewish day schools and then some of the high schools in the area. So,
Great.
yeah.
All right, no shortage of things to do on
Not
Park
at
Road.
all.
There we go. Beautiful.
Thanks for asking
Yeah, of
about
course.
that. No,
No, well,
it's
it-
really, not a lot of people know that we're doing it. So.
And so I have a child who had sensory issues, and he was able to graduate. So I used to take him to sensory type films, but was able to take him to a traditional theater for a traditional show to see the new Spider-Man movie, which is a sensory overload for even an adult, and he handled it great. But it was because of programming like that that gets you to, you know, some people never are able to grow out of it, but certain people, it can be quote unquote a dress rehearsal for them to get used to being in a theater environment with the experience, and then they know when they go to the real theater or the traditional performance that they're suited.
Yeah, that's great.
Good work.
That's great. Thank you.
Great. Chris, why don't we just keep talking about letting you speak and directly about the chamber?
Great. So we just had the economic development lunch, which always informative, and it's one of the things that I like to talk about is where the chamber plays a role in the community. We are, you know, really I consider it an honor that we are the facilitator and the host for the mayor's lunch every year and for the economic development lunch, and the economic development lunch really does give you a broad base, not just of where West Hartford has come, but where it is right now, and more importantly, where it's going. And in a town like West Hartford, typically those are very positive. There are always challenges, but I think that those are presented as opportunities. And I think we've got a lot of opportunity to continue to just make West Hartford better and better, you know,
And last month we had Kristen Gorski,
Yes.
you know, on the program. So go back and view that if you haven't seen it, you know, yet. But she and Mark, you know, as always, did a fantastic job presenting all their plans, basically about West Hartford, which is super.
Right.
Great.
So we also have a business after hours. We do those every month. We have the next one. Last month we were at Pompanusick Mills, which was just beautiful. If you've not been in that store, it's absolutely stunning.
Now give them a plug about the $2,500
Oh,
rocking
yeah.
chair, because that's
So typically we do a raffle at our business after hours, and you put your business card in, and you're in a drawing, and it's usually something that has to do with the venue. They put in a $250 voucher toward the purchase in the store, but then the grand prize was one lucky winner walked out with a $2,500 rocking chair.
Isn't that amazing.
Whoa,
Yes.
Yeah, that's great.
Back before I worked for the chamber and I was a member, I actually won a rug at Cahood.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I have
absolutely.
so come to our events. You might win
I was
something.
just gonna say, it's raising the bar for all the future.
And one of the
hosts.
people that won was actually somebody who was checking out the chamber.
Isn't that funny?
Oh,
Yeah.
And I'll date myself,
Great.
but for those who don't remember, that was the Brace Road Firehouse, which is now Pompanusick Mills Furniture
Right.
Store. Now the firehouse is across the street. So,
Right. So
yeah.
we're
That's
at, so we're going to be at Beliza Beauty on May 9th, and then the other thing that we have coming up in May that I wanted to just quickly cover is the our B2B roundtable. We have our next episode of that, I guess it would be. It's a luncheon that we do, and the topic for this, it speaks really much to our B2B members, which is beyond the gatekeeper, how to network yourself to the decision maker. That is something that a lot of our members were asking for, was really not just that you meet somebody, get their business card and you move on, but how do you work the network to get yourself in front of the decision maker. So we are going to be facilitating that. That's going to be at Town Hall from noon till 1:30 on the 22nd. And you can learn about these events at WHChamber.com.
Excellent. Wonderful. All right. So you're not just eye candy. You know? So you're here representing the home design district.
I am.
That's it. There's no shortage of things going on New Park Avenue, right?
No, it's so busy. So our district is a little bit different from the other districts in that for the people who are watching for the first time, maybe, It's mostly been an more industrial and business-focused area. And the Home Design District is comprised of about 20 independent home design and remodeling businesses in 1 square mile.
And just rattle off a few.
Sure. So you can get everything from, I'll talk a little bit about the businesses
Okay.
and about the categories
great.
too. So there's things like roofing and siding and windows and doors. You've got kitchens, you've got bathrooms, you've got any sort of flooring. And then there's even a few that you wouldn't maybe expect, such as moving companies and storage companies. We've got landscapers. We've even got some companies who deal with fitting out offices. So it's not just the home. But what I love the most about the district is that if you're looking for something, you get the advice from somebody who's been doing this for decades. So they're really an expert. They're completely independent. Their business is, that's their whole life is their business. It's their business. So their reputation matters. So they really, really care. And what is the absolute best part about it is that everybody can recommend somebody else. So I'm a new homeowner, actually. I just purchased a home fairly recently. And when one thing goes, the other thing goes, the other thing goes, it seems to be. And so you're always like, can the roofer recommend a plumber, recommend an electrician? And what's great about the Home Design District is we do that. So what we really want to do is tell people more about the district and know that when you come there, you can really get a little bit of everything. So we've had a television campaign running through NBC. We've had commercials running through that, which has been really exciting. So again, just goes to show people that nothing wrong with the Home Depot or Lowe's, but that there's different options outside, and what makes each of our districts unique and exciting is small independent businesses.
Sure.
And that's what makes West Hartford so amazing.
Yep, absolutely.
So it's our job to make sure that people know that they can get everything they need from a local expert, which really makes it special and unique and really exciting in terms of just the best possible quality that you can get.
I tell the story all the time for those of you who remember New Year's Day 2018. So not this New Year's, but last New Year's, it was 6 degrees below zero.
Yep.
It was absolutely freezing, that whole week. And my wife and I had come home from being away for a week to frozen pipes. In the house, and I didn't know what to do. So it was one phone call to Bob Barrio, a Home Design District member, who so try to get somebody to come on New Year's Day, to your home to help you. He came right over, took care of it, and then from that moment on, everything was done through Bob's channel of Home Design District members. So I didn't even have to think about it. It was all, the cleanup, everything was taken care of. It was all his people.
And you're always getting somebody's cell phone number. You're always getting somebody who
It
will
was
give you a call back at 8 o'clock, or
Yeah.
just let you know, hey, I'm here. This is what I can do. This is my schedule, which is really fantastic. So the TV campaign has been huge for us. One thing that is so fun and exciting to me is I run the marketing for the group. And so as part of my job, I look at what's happening with our website and things like that. And I noticed an odd proportion of people were coming to homedesigndistrict.com from Chicago. And I couldn't figure it out. And I thought it was so strange. And it had been happening for a couple of days, and I'm watching it. And then what had happened was I realized that Chicago has built a home design district based off of West Hartford. So there is now a home design district in Chicago that's just launched this month that they based completely on our home design district.
Wow.
People were getting
That's
confused, so it's
amazing.
not great for our website, but very exciting
Yeah,
news in terms of
absolutely.
seeing West Hartford on a national stage,
for
which I
sure.
thought was really
Yeah,
cool.
So do you need to
Absolutely.
change the name to the original Home
Yeah,
Design?
the first
Or the
home
real-
design
That's it,
district.
quotes. Yeah.
But how
That's
exciting to
funny.
see that what we're building here in West Hartford with just one of our neighborhood groups is getting some national attention, and other people in really big cities are taking note and building things that are
I think
similar.
as a form of retaliation, we should just all start cooking deep dish pizza.
That's great.
And one of the things that we've been, I'm a little plug here, to end up, our 30 minutes is already up, but for the hashtag WeHa events, we try to have taste of events throughout the town. And to do something different or unique in the design district for Taste of Design District, we're going to have a food truck festival, which will be really, really, really fun. But for anyone who's listening, business or community minded, we need a home for it. We need a location for it. We have lots of interest right now for all kinds of reasons, which we won't get into, ordinances and zoning and all that. We have to get it approved, by the town. But we don't see that being an issue or problem. So stay tuned and to Home Design District and to hashtag WeHa events, and you'll learn more and hear more about that activity and so many others, with everything that we have going on throughout town. So unless I missed anything, We're okay until June?
Great.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, and we will see you in June when we'll be talking about the summer, believe it or not. Great. Thanks for tuning in.